All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Unfortunately, the teams, well, they didn't wait for the admins to tell them to go, which, again, we can understand. It's 11 o'clock over there for Europe, but in some parts at least. And, well, we're just going to try and catch up as best we can with the picks. We'll get the bans in. When we hit the second ban phase, they tend to fill in after the fact. If not, well, that's the breaks. Them's the breaks, as they used to say back in the day. So, yeah, we still can't breathe.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. Bear with us. Our apologies, but it has been, 8.5 hours.
10 games for me.
This is our 10th game straight, and this has been the 10th straight game for Decipher. Torpedo got a little bit of a break in there, but not much, as they were busy watching and studying up on their opponents. That said, what we do... Okay, there we go. Bans are in. Let me put these in really quickly. And this is what we get for A, doing things live, but B, players going, nope, we're getting this going as soon as possible. Again, we understand it, but they're not listening to the admins, so tisk on them. So they're providing us with such great gameplay that I'm forgetting to click the picks and bans mode. My apologies. It's on screen now, but this is about where we were when we came in anyways. So, Zhong does just get locked in now for Decipher as we look over at Torpedo for their last two picks of their last game. This is the last game no matter what.
As well. Yeah, whoever wins this game takes first place here. It's about $5,000 for first place, and second place, I believe it's about 2.5K.
I'm not actually sure what the prize pool is. I just remember there being
I know first gets 5K. Like
yeah,
straight
there's
up 5K.
There's a 5K in there somewhere. That's all that I know. Again, I've been more worried about the fact that these are just insane games.
And I mean, after these games, you can't say they haven't earned it at this point, especially with all the 8 weeks of effort and struggle these guys have put in. It's sad to say that somebody's going to lose here, but all I know is that this makes me ready for just for relegations. These two teams have definitely earned their way in at this point here. As now we get into the final rounds of picks and bans here. Agni was banned out as the final way from Torpedo, and now last hover on, last lock-in looks to be Ares from Korinyo, and Bastet going in as the jungler for Torpedo.
Okay. I'm not a huge fan of this Bastet pick, to be perfectly honest. I'm not sure how well it's going to do. But wow.
I mean, this is do or die time for these teams. Bastet, one of those gods that it's all or nothing with her. You either win due to your massive damage, get these early leads, and run rampant, or well, you die by the skin of your teeth here, and that's exactly what Torpedo's comp screams to me right now.
Yep, so we are going to see Neith getting locked in at last for Decipher. So again, if Decipher wins this will be 2 best-of-5 sets today. 2 best-of-5, or 2 full going to completion best-of-5 sets for both sets of finals in Challengers Cup, and already we have seen 2 reverse sweeps. This, of course, will not be a reverse sweep, as it's been 1, 3, 2, and 4 for Torpedo and Decipher respectively, but it has still been one hell of a set. So, I actually am not even sure how to analyze this anymore, because these teams have been so on point with their actual drafts. It's come down to minor mistakes in the actual gameplay.
So
their itemization has been on point.
Really quick.
Okay, go for it.
Just talk before we go in for like target. We'll just look at the one thing we really can look at. Judging with these team comps, what do you feel like Torpedo and Decipher will be looking for as their individual win conditions?
Torpedo's looking for a bit of early game pressure. Excuse me, well, both teams, let's see, okay, looking at Torpedo, they need to get Ares ahead early. They need to get early kills on Ares. They need to get early kills on Bastet. And then Xing, and then late game, they're looking for Bastet to be able to just sort of split push towers if she doesn't do the early game killing. And then late game, they're looking for Cupid and Janus to just blow people up. Over on Decipher, they're looking to protect Saul and Zhong mostly, and they are looking to try and get an early game lead as well because of their Thor and Neith. So this game very easily could be decided in the first 15 minutes. So that said, we thought that about the last game, and we saw several surrender votes come out, and then the team that we think was surrendering ended up winning. So game 5, here we are, and hold on to your hats, because this is crazy. So that said, once again, this is the Smite game Fall Split Challengers Cup, brought to you by hi-rez Studios and TierMonster.com. We will be right back in just a moment. My name is mTarget, and the wonderful Soza, who has been casting every single game, not just running production at the beginning. We'll see you all in about 2 minutes. Oh!
What a way to start the game here.
Caster's
Torpedo. Curse. Yeah, Caster's Curse. I kind of saw it coming. I said, "Ooh, Pikachu," but well, by the time it happened, he was dead.
Yeah, well, I was looking away trying to click some buttons, and then I saw it, and I did click the right buttons. So, anyways, we're here. Torpedo gets first blood. This is how they won Game 3.
Yeah, this is how they pulled away in Game 3. That's how they pulled away in a lot of their games so far. Torpedo gets these early advantages here, and they've always been able to fight back and come back pretty hard here, but they're starting off with a pretty big lead, and the kill is sitting happily on Korinyo here. I mean, this team comp just screams do or die, like I said previously. Like, both these teams are like, alright, down to the wire here. This is the final stand for both guys here. Whoever takes this one, whoever gets these big advantages will run away with it. So, this is the game for the oddball strategies, the crazy things, the last-ditch efforts, and an early kill. That's one way to get it going.
Well, the thing is that that's a mistake that Pikachu has made. Every single game that we've cast him, he's done the exact same route to place that ward. And Torpedo caught him, and they're going to invade here. So maybe they can get a revenge kill here, but at the same time, Bastet's a good level. Oh, never mind.
Bobat getting absolutely obliterated here at GameHunter. May not be long either, but it's going to let him go here. There's no point in it here. Lopez just wants his wave, and they got their kill. There are 2 kills to start the game already. Decipher down only about 200 now by minimizing that first blood deficit here.
And they took off red buff. Or red pot, excuse me, off of the Bastet.
That's huge. That is absolutely massive here, especially for Bastet, who needs this early game. Now Bastet, I don't know if you're able to pull off and get that early game advantage that you need to do with the Bastet. You need to get your carries ahead. You've got to do something here, and now Bobat got to dust himself off and make some major plays happen if they want to win this.
Yep, speaking of big plays, dual lane, we are going to see Moex and EloStreet in some trouble, but they are able to engage just enough. Again, WolfofEloStreet being behind at all right here is not good. He and Moex need to be ahead right now. That's an Ares. He needs to be hitting level 5 before opponents, and we will see what comes out from their mid lane a little bit as well. So we will see what happens next.
As it stands, it's going to be a poke war across the map here. Pikachu and Darzer going to be really tough to contest in any kind of fights here. So Korinyo just going to focus on clearing out his wave. Reaching that point where that unstable vortex one-shots everything here. As NinjaBobat actually seems to have his eyes on revenge right here. As Lopez incredibly overextended here. GameHunter shouts and screams, looking for this fight here. No back for Neith. Turns around, flip on through. He's going to get absolutely brutalized here, but no, coming away a little bit too late there. Lopez escaping with nothing right there, and Bobat leaving a little bit early there. Now Korinyo might be completely out of position here. Spin to win comes up through the vortex. It may not be enough here, but Pikachu not able to secure the kill here. Bastet, Bobat shows up, but the real action is TheBushyyy here, finishing off Moex in the duel lane right there, and Soul starts her beginning, and possibly the end here for Torpedo if they don't come up with something soon enough here.
Indeed, that is huge. Oh, JustLofes getting a kill on the NinjaBobat. He hit level 5 and used that ultimate and managed to get that kill as well. That is huge. Again, both of these teams very much early game compositions, and Pikachu coming over for GameHunter. GameHunter gonna get walled off as well. The Pikachu and GameHunter both level 4. So there's no Anvil of Dawn. There's also not a Whirlwind of Rage and Steel either. Luckily for GameHunter-ish, we do see that Lopez has already used. Oh dear.
He's waiting. He wants the Spirit Arrow.
Just misses.
He misses just barely right there, and Lopez almost takes him down with a kill. But here's the scary thing for this game. Look at the grass target. There is a 2,000 experience differential at 3 minutes in right there. The level difference is 2.5. Showing across the board. The level show. The goal, small. But it's that massive level difference that you can see visibly on every character. That is the real problem here for the Torpedo. Yeah, particularly that duel lane right there, and the Soul as well. This is where you have to really look out for if you're Torpedo right now, and try to escape this lead. As Torpedo doing an okay job right now, but Decipher doing a better job of sustaining that lead, nurturing it, and turning it into something more later down the line.
Yeah, no, that said, again, we've seen both of these teams do things that we thought were impossible. However, something that we have seen European challengers do time and time again is show that the team with the better late game will win. And I'm not sure which team has the better late game fight between the two compositions, with an Ares and a Bastet, both of whom are behind. I don't know. I'm not sure. That said, it's a Thor. Thor falls off late. Sobek, a little bit better late game in my opinion, because that no escape really just turns into a CC immune period of time where you say, hey, kill me now, please. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
And it's also that bead burner here, so it'll look to Torpedo to see if they've got ways to follow around this. Follow up on the beads here. So I've got GameHunter on Xing, and when you got the double bead forces, you got the double bead burners here, comboing out the CC effectively could be absolutely devastating for Decipher if Torpedo were able to play their combo properly here. Now, as I show up a little bit late here, mid camp's being secured by Decipher quite easily. BigManTingz finds a pluck onto Bobat right there, but Bobat going to leap over the wall quite safely.
Yeah, he will be okay for now, but it'll be interesting to see what happens next as things just, again, continue. He is going to be able to go get his speed buff. So, again, he's starting to catch back up. He's only now a half a level behind the opposing jungler compared to the 2 to 3 levels he was at one point. So, there is hope. But that is about all that you can call it right now for Torpedo is hope. It's just a little bit too dicey. Oh, Korinyo gonna ult over to the dual lane as we do see Moix in a bit of trouble. Oh, it clips BigManTingz, and BigManTingz is just gonna go right into the lurking of the waters because he doesn't want to mess with it. But again, Korinyo does seem to like playing life on the edge of the mana bar.
He likes to play his life on the edge, and that's exactly how he's been doing this game so far. But unfortunately, if he gets caught out in his vision there, he cannot really afford to do that. He tries to get like every little inch of farm before he has to go back here, and as long as he can clear out this wave, that'll be fine for now. And his Vortex going to get tossed out quite nicely there. So Korinyo does pick up the wave before his mana bar exhausts itself here, but Korinyo really needs to get that mana online, especially if he plans to fight more as well. GameHunter being completely bullied away by Lofes this game. I mean, it's just bad for GameHunter right now as Lofes going to be securing his own blue buff right here. Bobat might try to make something happen here, but Bobat and Pikachu's level differences are way too massive right now for anything to really happen with that.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see what happens here as, well, again, GameHunter not having a great time. Pikachu, again, managing to pull back ahead just a little bit in that level disparity. And I think Torpedo's really going to be incredibly cautious for this next portion of time as they are trying to get whatever farm they can, while, well, Decipher is going to look a little bit for some aggression, but they also know that this is that time period where if they give up kills, there will be some shutdown-esque gold that will be worth, again, because of the level difference, it'll be worth enough to start pulling things back together. So, Decipher says, we have a lead, but we don't have enough of a lead to press it. That said, there are 4 of them here. If I was Torpedo, I would grab Janus.
It looks like they want to scrap here. Yeah, they're moving in for the fight here as GameHunter starts his Whirlwind of Rage and Steel, tosses Darzer back right at the edge. Korinyo moving in with the through space of time. Vortex tags Lofes with a double tap right there. Lofes tagged by the pull, but nobody getting pulled on his Amazon is up. Pikachu looking for his target here. Does spy somebody, but he dunks just barely to Korinyo. Korinyo, though, has to be, will target a portal here for WolfofEloStreet to follow across here, but nothing going to get chained up here as Pikachu escapes at the back before any damage can be done. A lot of cooldowns burned. Nobody killed on either side here, but Bushy, still just moving over a bit. Darzer looking for some kind of a way around here, but instead, Decipher gonna not worry too much and just look around, pick up a few objectives, mostly the mid camps here, and get in a better position to do things, even though they didn't lose anything there. So, all in all, at the end of the day, Decipher coming out alright at the end of this.
Indeed, it will be interesting what happens here as time does continue on. Well, again, it's a very very cautious game. I think at this point, each of these teams are going, no, we have fought too hard to give this up. So they picked some early game compositions for the most part, so they can say, no, we're winning this. We're taking it early. But at the same time, they're both playing almost too cautious, and this is the problem, is that Decipher's ahead. They need to really press their advantages, which they are, but you truly have to deny your opponent opportunities as well. And they are doing it, but I think they maybe could have done a slightly better job of it. So this, if Torpedo is able to get themselves back into the game, this right here is what will bite Decipher.
So what would you be doing if you were Cypher right now to start getting that advantage?
Be pushing just a little bit harder. Again, not much, but just enough. You know, like they have been doing a good job of pressing into Decipher. We've seen Ultimate coming out there from Neith. Again, maybe just a little bit too late even. But again, it's the tiny things right here that are going to change this game. Good set of damage there on the Pikachu. Pikachu will ult though, and he will disengage. But if you're Decipher, you should have been saying, okay, look, we're 3-3. We're ahead here. We shouldn't be being forced to use our ults defensively. We should be making them use theirs defensively. So that's the kind of thing, that's the mentality issue of why is it that Decipher is playing as if they're down when they have the level advantage on all 3 of those characters, or at least they're even in the mid lane.
Alright, so now at the same time as Torpedo, you're behind right now. So far they've been doing a good job of delaying and picking off a few people here and there when they show up. What else can you do on their side to really peel away in here, especially with the body block on the Korinyo right there, not letting him into his portal? What can you do as Torpedo to stay safe and keep farming here?
well, stay safe is key, but also being as aggressive as that just was, they forced Pikachu back. Which, okay, maybe he was going to back soon, who knows. But the point is that because he was forced to back there, that was them dictating the pace of the game again. Which is the biggest thing, is that them saying, no, we don't care that you're technically ahead. We're going to come in here, and we're going to go for things. But in the reverse, very well played there by Decipher. They warded the Gold Fury, and then they sat in the Gold Fury pit until Torpedo had to come and check it. NinjaBobat, having used his bead, or his leap, is going to get taken down very quickly there by the Pikachu. And now we're going to see bees being forced there by WolfofEloStreet as well. That, what Decipher just did, is exactly what Decipher needs to keep doing. Make a play or fake a play that Torpedo has to respond to, and then dictate the pace after the fact of, okay, we just forced Bastet to use her leap, let's go kill her. And so they do.
They pulled GameHunter over here, so teleport here. As now they definitely want this fight. They're trying to pull the bait play again. WolfofEloStreet, he's got an idea what's happening. Blinks on it, dodges away from Anchor Pikachu's right there. He's getting more people right there, but he's gonna get burned out and destroyed. BigManTingz does rise lurk in the water and will walk away from this one here. As in he goes, GameHunter finds a 3-man pull. There are no beats available this time around. He tosses everyone around, but there's no follow-up from Torpedo here. They're trying to make it happen as Korinyo gets the kill right there. Now Bobat joining the party here. He leaps on in. Lopez incredibly low. Wall will connect here as Moex trying to drive on through. Korinyo with a double. Looking for the triple here. Out goes, well, Pikachu right there. Escaping for now. BigManTingz, Pikachu. Everybody inside of Psych is so low as Decipher. They're gonna get cut off here. Bushy trying to escape. He will disapparate as GameHunter crashes down upon him here. But Gold Fury guaranteed here. Health bars far too low from Decipher, and Torpedo will look to even the odds once again here, but Decipher don't want to go without a fight here, but Bushy might have walked a bit too close for comfort here, takes most of his health and damage right there, and needs to escape from this one. Torpedo, get a free Gold Fury right there after the back of that fight.
At the beginning of that, I said that was exactly what Decipher needed to do, but then Torpedo did exactly what they needed to do, which was, alright, they went slightly out of position, so we're going to, because when Decipher re-engaged around that Gold Fury, they were just staggered enough.
Is on here. We could see a series of kills here. WolfofEloStreet's got to escape here. He's burning out fast, and he will burn up as Darzer secures the kill. Now Bobat doing what he can, has to leap away from this one. Darzer looking to push forward, taking up this tower quite nicely here, with the double tap, the spin to win. Pikachu will obliterate Torpedo right there, as now Decipher looking to shove down a tower. They may have lost the Gold Fury, but they're ready to take more than just that. They're taking lives and towers, front, right, left, center, everywhere, and only one might be taken in return. Well, yeah, at the same time, but that counts as everywhere.
Okay, fair enough. We are going to see a good attempt at a counter push coming out from Moex as he does work on the duo lane, as we do see all of Decipher backing here. But Decipher definitely winning that trade again. Gold chart completely in their favor. 2,600 gold, 4,200 experience. Slight dip when the counter tower was pushed. We take a look at the F6, which in Spectator is not surrender. It's just, it pulls up this nice little timeline. We see them getting 2 kills, followed by then another 2 kills and 2 towers. So that is huge for them. Decipher, again, pressing their lead. This is what they need to do, and doing so in a safe but productive manner. And so now they're at that point where they can start to be a little bit more aggressive and still feel safe. So yes, they lost the Gold Fury, but I don't think they care.
I don't think they're too upset about that one either, especially with the fact they got those 2 towers back-to-back targets. So now that Decipher hasn't really pushed their advantage like you suggested here, where's the next step to go? Is start pushing these towers. Gold Fury still has a few minutes to respawn here. Fire Giant definitely not going to become an option for a few more moments.
They're not that far ahead.
Minutes. I mean, we could see, you know, a team wipe followed by a Fire Giant, but you never know how sneaky these teams tend to get in these games, especially with Decipher moving down the map towards this purple buff right now as a 4-man squad. They might run into Torpedo right here, though.
They will run into Torpedo here, but that's what they want, too. They're going to get the pluck there on NinjaBobat. Using the cat once again. She is going to get the leap away as the Fields of Love are dropped as well. Kitty Cats are working on BigManTingz. BigManTingz may actually fall here. There we go. WolfofEloStreet getting a kill onto him, and then he's going to try and get away. Does hit the portal, but Korinyo will die for Pikachu. And Pikachu is going to get pulled there. Bushy going to finish off NinjaBobat, and Moex going to kill off Pikachu. But now we will see that Recall Demon's doing work as JustLofes gets one and Darzer gets the other. But the Whirlwind is real.
Yeah, GameHunter shows up trying for this DSI here, but he's in a load of trouble here. He's under the tower. The fight continues on. Now GameHunter trying to survive here. He's slowed out by the card. Taken down. Lopez takes it. The DSI at 15 minutes in. And Decipher right where they want to be. Under a tower. They've got minions incoming here, but they need to back out as quickly as they can, though Bobat's up in 5 seconds. However, they're going to walk around right as the minions arrive, push onto this wave, clear it out here, and try to escape the wrath of NinjaBobat as he wants to try to make some kind of play happen. Not let his tower fall in vain, but unfortunately, it's going to fall just like that. Bobat can't get in and really do anything about these health bars right now.
Bobat level 12, got a level 15 mid laner, level 17 solo laner. Sure, he can chase the, I guess maybe the solo laner, but this is going to be incredibly risky, but it's also a do or die position. Oh, he hits the bleed onto the wrong targets, and actually the backflip will kill them. He misses the declaw as well. We will see a blink coming out from Illustrate, but the wall!
Wall over the wall right there from Pikachu. Playing absolutely lights out here. Decipher not going to put in all this work just to lose here. Unfortunately, Torpedo on the receiving end of quite possibly a tired and a hangry team right now.
That's certainly possible, but we are going to see Torpedo in a bit of a rough spot here. Again, just early game, even though they were able to get a good first blood in that very, very beginning, we saw a retaliatory first blood as well coming out from Decipher, and just not quite what Torpedo was prepared for. And then from there, it's again, with the few moments of Torpedo doing the right thing and applying pressure back into Decipher, Decipher has overall not made too many mistakes. And they are working on the Gold Fury right now. Perfect call, having it worded up and knowing about exactly when it is going to respawn. Even though they did not win the first Gold Fury fight, they will be prepared to try and take it now, even though it is warded. Of course, their counter wards do not quite see that, and we will see what happens here as BigManTingz gets a pull, and he may die here as that is 2 ultimates used for him. But oh, hello, Anvil of Dawn coming down.
Yeah, the cavalry arrives as well, but NinjaBobat secures the kill. Will it be worth it here as WolfofEloStreet trying to pull him in? Bushyyy going to get absolutely taking everybody apart here. WolfofEloStreet the one to fall here. Pikachu tossed back. Moex picks the kill. A 2-for-1 here as GameHunter flips around to the backside of this fight. He's trying to push for more, but Bushyyy claims another 2-for-2 now as the kill count is at 7-16. And Bushyyy doing so much work in these fights here. Darzer looks to come around somewhere, but Korinyo safe and sound for now. Moex dodging out the back. And this will be a Gold Fury started up by Decipher here. Torpedo need to do something about this. They want to do something about this. If this Gold Fury does fall here, this might be an insurmountable deficit for them to come back from here. But so far, they're going to force a bit of a disengage here, and that's all they really need to do here. Darzer dueling with Moex here. Same thing goes for Korinyo. They're getting blown up across the map on the side of Torpedo here. And Darzer keeps pushing on. He might find something, but he's got to back away here. Through space and time connects as Korinyo rides the trail as Bushyyy shows up just in time trying to harass him, but it's a little bit late and not enough gained here. Torpedo going to be ending up a little bit behind at the end of that, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. Again, pressured very heavily, and well played there by Decipher. Once again, Decipher looking to maybe try and start it up, or at least fight around it. This objective play is huge. But again, Torpedo saying, all right, you know what, we're just going to kind of stay around it, make it difficult for you to play that game. We're going to go and get our farm and do our best to try and make it so you lose something. But at the same time, Decipher saying, we're going to play the same game you're playing, because these teams are just, they're pretty much on the same wavelength right now. I wonder if these guys have been scrim partners at all. Of course, I don't know the teams personally, so I haven't been able to ask them that. But I would certainly be curious to see if that's how, why they were able to be so sort of in tune with each other. Korinyo getting blown up there by JustLofes. Lofes going to miss that, going to get the portal through, and Korinyo will be all right for now. And this may actually be that Gold Fury that they've been trying to do for the last 3 or 4 minutes.
And that's definitely one way to go about this here, is now Decipher looking to put this game to a close here. GameHunter still trying to put a couple options on the table here, but the Gold Fury fight breaks out. Decipher will get in there and steal the Gold Fury away. This one here, WolfofEloStreet trying to make it happen. Gets a pull in, but at what cost is the question? Pikachu crash lands right onto his head right there. Now, WolfofEloStreet is gone. NinjaBobat doing what he can here. His Whirlwind of Rage and Steel hits absolutely nothing there. But BigManTingz dueling with a GameHunter here, and GameHunter has his number right now. GameHunter should find the kill, as there we go, he secures it. But NinjaBobat gets tagged by the hammer swinging on by. GameHunter trying to buy those scant few moments. He's running low on fumes. The Korinyo tag back and slaughtered by Lofes right there. Bushyyy pushes on forward. Will get tagged by one quick shout from GameHunter, but at the end of the day, he's slow. He's got nowhere to run. Darzer will pick up the kill right there, and that's going to be a massive swing for Decipher right there. 7,000 gold in the lead right here, 8-20, and this game looks so decisive from them.
This is the first truly decisive game I think that we can call. At this point, I mean, by the end, sure, we can say that they were decisive, but we're 20 minutes in and we actually have a solid advantage that has been held for the entire game. Not, oh, this is pretty good advantage, but it's been swinging back and forth. No, this is just a solid advantage, and due to the early game nature overall of Torpedo, I'm just not sure if the gamble paid off. And I really do think that's what it was. I think that if Torpedo had not been invaded early, and they had been able to maintain, all right, yeah, we're kind of even or ahead, they're great. But the problem is that because that didn't happen, because Decipher was able to get an early response and able to get an early lead, this is what's happening. And so it's very, very difficult for Torpedo here to get anything done. But they are certainly trying, and I'm not suggesting that they do not have a chance. I am simply saying that this is the first time in this series that we have seen either of these two teams have a definitive lead for an entire game.
Game 2 was fairly decisive.
All right, I will give you that. I will give you that. But again, Game 2 at 20 minutes felt a little bit closer, personally. But again, this is something else. I think the biggest thing with Game 2 is the fact that it felt like there was a little bit more late game on each team. So that was what it was compared to this one, where it does feel like Torpedo is definitely fighting an uphill battle compared to normally, where, okay, we've got a late game team comp, we just need to survive till late game. Speaking of late game, we have a late game item on the menu as the Fire Giant does start up here for Decipher. And Torpedo is here, though.
Yeah, they know what's happening. There's no way they can't know about this one, as we do see them spotting everybody out here. Anvil the Dawn gets charged up here. Torpedo, they pulled away the attention. That's exactly what they want here. Anvil the Dawn can't quite land on anybody here, as they've already completely split away from this one. Torpedo will pull out a few cooldowns for absolutely nothing other than just showing a bit of face here. Now, they're going to try to find a pick onto somebody here. BigManTingz doing what he can. Field goaling with the dash right there. It's a charge spray, not quite landing. WolfofEloStreet looking for the opportunity here. Will go for the ultimate, but he gets bursted so fast right there by Lopez and friend. And now, Torpedo needs to back off completely here. Decipher, they've got so many ways to push forward. Korinyo could get obliterated here, but for now he is fine until he's caught out. There we go, ultimate connecting here. He will ride a portal to safety for now, but Pikachu still wants the pressure. B just for the cooldown reduction here. He turns around.
Winions.
The Archer, can they do it? No, just fall a little bit short there, but Lopez on the backside takes out Moek. GameHunter on the run here from BigManTingz and friends. A rampage from Bushy right there. Right outside the speed camp here as NinjaBobat showing his face, but I don't think they're afraid of his face anymore here. Only 2 members left standing on the side of Torpedo here, and Decipher, they've got a guaranteed Fire Giant right here, unless there's a miracle play from NinjaBobat.
I would say that's certainly possible, but unfortunately, Bobat, his cats are up, but they don't do a whole lot of burst damage. And then, of course, over on the side of Korinyo, Korinyo's ultimate is down as well. So we will be seeing this Fire Giant falling very quickly. Decipher going to take that now. And 8-23 at 23 minutes in.
Take it down quite quickly there. Fire Giant down and out. Now, the rest of Torpedo looking for some kind of response here. Decipher, they've got a massive buff in their corner here. 14, well, there's about 10k gold from these teams almost right now. Torpedo, only down about 9,000, but still, nearing that point. 8-23 is the kill count at 23 minutes in. Towers, still a pretty major objective available towards Decipher right now. And Torpedo, they've got their own fair share they can strike at as well.
Yeah, so Torpedo looking to try and just simply keep things pushed up. And I like that decision of, alright, let's just get things pushed up. Let's weather the storm of the Fire Giant. And I think that Decipher will probably try and push back in. Maybe go for the last Tier 1 over in the dual lane. Maybe the Tier 2. And I think they're going to go for this Gold Fury. Trying to increase their net worth here. And sort of make this a money giant. Where instead of simply trying to, okay, we're going for a Phoenix Giant or we're going for a Wind Giant. In terms of what you're trying to get, it's a tower or 2, and then the Gold Fury. So it's getting...
It's all about extending the lead.
Exactly. It's not about trying to end the game or set up your win condition of Phoenixes. It's about extending just the generalized lead of finishing off Tier 1s, maybe getting some Tier 2s, and working on that Gold Fury that did just respawn. At least that's what I would be doing if I was Decipher. Again, I'm obviously not, otherwise I wouldn't be commentating this. I would be playing for a lot of money.
Here. Like, it seems like what they're doing right here, they're just doing the money pull, like you said. Now they're moving towards Gold Fury here. The Torpedo cannot effectively respond in any way here without risking a massive team fight going incredibly against them. And against the Fire Giant team with a Phoenix exposed, that is not a fight you want to be in the position to lose, even if you only lose 2 or 3 people. That's a
Everybody on
guaranteed
Torpedo has over
Phoenix
1,000
loss.
gold in hand, too, before they back.
Yeah.
So, they got quite a few
That's a lot of money
going
going the way of Decipher. That's a lot of items being pulled in right here. It's now 11,000 gold to differential here. 14,000 experience. Almost 15,000 in favor of Decipher as well. It's looking so dire for Torpedo right now. And I mean, we've seen comebacks all series. We've seen something crazier in the last game. This is far from over, but this time around, there's no miracle late game to rely on. Just going to be that raw skill and be on display here if Torpedo is going to pull this one off. And it's going to be difficult as all hell.
It's possible, but it is, as we said, very, very difficult for Torpedo to make it come back. Once again, these teams mostly playing for seeding and prize money. They both are guaranteed relegations, which is a fairly new development that hi-rez decided to do an open bracket tournament, as well as that, sort of announcing what was going on and then giving these two teams a bye out of that tournament directly into relegations, which will be going to get the bottom two teams from EU as well. Going to get a pull onto Bobat. Bobat in some trouble, but can just leap away. There is no Wheelish to deal with the Bastet, so that's nice at least. But, again, all 5 members of Decipher standing on the Phoenix line across all 3 lanes. And this is going to be very difficult as they are spreading Torpedo very thin. Ultimates available on everyone. Where will it start is the question. Bushyyy putting a fair amount of damage there into Korinyo.
It's going to be a slow but sure siege, I think. It's going to be a slow but sure siege here as well. The mid lane Phoenix taking a ton of damage here, waiting for the next minion wave. They've got the poke, they've got a lot of pressure on all sides of the map here, so it's going to be a worry, but Pikachu decided to go for the fight instead of trying to shut things out here. Moax will drop the Fields of Blood, but he's stunned, nor misses anybody right there. The cripple will buy a little bit of time here as now Chain flying about here. BigManTingz is not going to be too harried by them either, though, as Lofes gets a little bit harassed by GameHunter here, trying to push on forward, but the Phoenix will fall amidst the chaos here. Torpedo sent sprawling away from this action here, and this experience lead is just so massive right now. It's doing wonders here as Lofes takes a huge chunk of damage actually from that unstable vortex, but it's not going to matter too much. He's still shredding his way through this Phoenix. The cats come out, the call is
space of time.
Bastet trying to make it through space of time. The snipe will hit here as Korinyo looks to set up the turnaround here. WolfofEloStreet setting up the fight here, pulls into Pikachu and Fred. BigManTingz getting obliterated though.
That's what they needed.
Will land on the lawn. NinjaBobat picks up a kill, a portal kill. Korinyo picks up another one, and they're just going to take them down one by one after the Phoenix. Bushyyy dives deep trying to find us here. He's in the middle of his Decipher, but he's burning out fast. A kill for WolfofEloStreet. Nearly the deicide. One more vortex can seal it all away here as Darzer looks for that 5th and final kill, and they could go 5 for nothing here. Darzer, he's locked out. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Moax on the backside here. He's gonna fall down, gets the heal up, and finally in the end, the deicide comes through from Torpedo, pulling back this fight here. What a defense by Torpedo here. 1-2 Phoenix is still standing, and they've got towers, they've got money in the bank here, and they've got at least 20 seconds left to burn through it all.
Yeah, they can push up this mid lane, and I would expect to see them push up the dual lane as well. This mid lane tower, very easy to take. Now, again, I think going over to the dual lane and pushing as much as they can. Yeah, see, went for the gold fairy, like, okay, let's get some money, let's get back ahead. Gold fairy was taken, they didn't have any vision of it. And at this point, everything's already come back up for Decipher, so all they can hope to do is push things where they can and get whatever they can. And this isn't a fixer. You know, they're still behind by 10k gold. Experience isn't mattering quite as much as we are starting to hit level 20s, but this is the beginning for Torpedo for a comeback here. And I think if any team can do it, it's Torpedo, but at the same time, Decipher has shown this game that they do know how to play from ahead as well as from behind, as they are starting up that Fire Giant at 13,000 health.
Korinyo's out of mana too. He's gonna back off. He can't really afford to go fight this one right now.
But he has his
the rest of Torpedo definitely can. Korinyo, he's got his way in here. They're gonna charge it up here. Teleport coming on through. Fire Giant down below half health right now, so something happens. It's gotta happen faster. It's burning out faster. It looks like Decipher actually don't want to fully reset it here, but they're not committing to anything here. WolfofEloStreet joins the party here. Fire Giant incredibly low here. Nobody reset it. It's a 50-50 now. And there we go. Decipher will get the Fire Giant here. But here we go. Whirlwind of Rage and Steel as we did dunk on in from Pikachu. And Vladon is going here. But that's a massive detonation. 4 caught in the middle of that, but Pikachu doesn't matter at all. He's going to shred WolfofEloStreet along with the rest of his teammates there. GameHunter has fallen. The White House could be exposed for the entirety of Torpedo. That Titan is in danger now, and there's a fully Fire Giant team ready to strike at it. Pikachu takes a second, and now Decipher, they're on the hunt here. They've got everything in their numbers here. They've got minions pushing towards this Titan, and they're just gonna go for the win here. They've got stars in their eyes, and they can smell the prize right ahead of them. And here we go. The final fight of the game might be starting in earnest here. Titan burning out fast. Minions
Moax doing work though.
But Moax doing so much damage here. The Titan still incredibly low though. Moax can barely get away from this one. Takes down another one. He's looking for the first, but it's over. It's all over here. Decipher takes the final 5th game in two best of 5s that go the full way. Decipher will be the grand champions of the European Challengers Cup, and they will be getting the full prize money for first place. What a show from them.
29-40, 14-27, 72,000 to 61,000 gold. That was a very, very decisive win. Congratulations to congratulations to Decipher. Condolences to Torpedo, though again, congratulations on second place to them. So great underdog story, quite frankly. You know, I don't want to sound like I'm condescending them because they obviously deserve their first place win. But
they were honestly the dark horse going into the group stages. I mean, the first week, which, like I said, you can't really judge them with the first week of the group stages, didn't look too hot for them back on the anchored Pikachus, but they struck back in week 2, came up fairly strong, and made their way into it. Even then, a lot of us thought their luck had run out at that point, but still, they showed up, they came out big, and they played 10 grueling games of Smite today.
And they played amazingly. And 27 kills, 72 assists. Again, playing as a unit, getting kills is amazing. And I'm looking forward to seeing both Decipher and Torpedo in the spring for the relegation matches. So that said, our show is done. However, on Tuesday, on this very channel, on twitch.tv/SmiteGame, there will be the Super Regionals starting up from Atlanta, Georgia. So all of those SPL pros, some of whom, like Epsilon, came through this very Challengers Cup series. Not the specific one, obviously, last year's one. Titan, another example, will be fighting for an opportunity to go to this season's Worlds. So that's going to be a crazy week. I look forward to watching that from the comfort of my own home. And once again, I want to thank all of you for watching, though. This has been a pleasure to cast.
It's been an absolute pleasure here. Target, want to do any self-plugging before we close with the rest of the split here, as we hope to see you guys next split, hopefully.
Yes, indeed. So you can find me at mtargetproduct on Twitter. Once again, I want to thank all of you for myself and everybody at tiermonster.com and hi-rez Studios for tuning in and watching throughout the entire series as well. So thank you all for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Also, Soza, where can they find you?
They may find me at Soza Smites on Twitter. Soza spelled with a 0 instead of an O. Target, where can they find you? Tier Monster and the rest of the Smite content you might want to see from the amateur scene.
As I said, tiermonster.com, great website. Also, check out esports.smitegame.com. They do have stuff on Challengers Cup on there. Also, challengercup.info if you want any backstory on what happened this split. And also, as I said, there's plenty of information on the SPL and the Super Regionals coming up. Do keep an eye out as well for Xbox coverage if you're interested. That's on the website there also. So thank you very, very much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Hope you all had a wonderful day. Very long set. And we will see you all at another point in time. Have a wonderful Sunday evening, and good night.